Oh, crazy! I suck at this game. Before Street Fighter 6, I didn't really play traditional fighting games, at least not seriously. I used to play Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo as a kid, and pretty much all I could do was throw a random Hadouken here and there. The characters looked cool, the music was great, but I convinced myself that I just wasn't cut out for that type of game. It didn't help that the computer would absolutely obliterate me a couple stages into the arcade mode. My brothers felt similarly about the game, which meant it barely came up in our gaming sessions. We did play a bit of Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 here and there. Once again, the game attracted me because of the cool characters. I mean, how can you not love the Mortal Kombat ninjas? But the gameplay felt stiff and not really that satisfying. I think 90% of our playtime with these games was just trying to perform all the different fatalities. As I got older, I moved over to Smash Brothers, and I have poured a ridiculous number of hours into that series. One of my brothers and a few of my friends were into it as well, and that made the journey of getting better so much more rewarding because obviously I wanted to beat all of my friends anytime we hopped on to play. As a result, I had to spend hours in the lab, practicing intricate combos that would lead me to victory. I had planted myself firmly in the Smash category of fighting game players, and I had no intention of leaving. Traditional fighters just were not appealing to me for whatever reason. However, this would soon change, and it's all thanks to the incredible game, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay, stay with me here. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the ending to Final Fantasy VII Remake had me confused, and I was desperate to hear what others thought about it. This led me to the theories and speculation of a madman, Maximilian Dude. From that point forward, anytime Max would talk about Final Fantasy VII, I was there, glued to the screen. However, I started to really enjoy his fighting game content as well, and his excitement for the upcoming Street Fighter started to rub off on me. The game looked super stylish, and it seemed to be friendly to newcomers, so thanks to Max, I decided to give Street Fighter 6 a shot. Friendly to newcomers is an understatement for this game. First of all, Street Fighter is one of the most popular fighting game franchises out there, and so there are going to be tons of players of all skill levels. Even now, the player count is high, so a beginner could hop in and find players of similar skill. When I started playing ranked, I never felt completely outmatched, and as I climbed the ranks, I never had issues with being matched with players of similar skill. But there was something else that made this game interesting to me, a person completely removed from the fighting game space. What really convinced me to give this game a shot that other games didn't have was its World Tour mode. I figured that even if I wouldn't do well in online play, I could have some fun in the single player campaign.
Yeah, gotta say, you're photogenic.
Now, if I'm being completely honest, World Tour is not the best. I knew pretty quickly that the story was simply not going to be something I would connect with. I found myself mashing through a lot of the cutscenes except when I would interact with the mentors. But what I loved about World Tour was that it was hilarious. Even now, this still puts a smile on my face every single time. It's absolutely amazing. You know, I actually never even finished World Tour. I put about 15 or so hours into it, and I had a good time, all things considered. But as I progressed through World Tour, I began to feel the itch to try my skills against real people. The battles in World Tour can only provide so much. Over the hours I put into World Tour, I began to build confidence. The move inputs were beginning to come easier, and I was demolishing every battle in the story. Throughout all of these battles, I began to realize something. I was a fighting game prodigy. There was no other explanation for why I was able to win all these battles in World Tour. So with supreme confidence, I hopped online to show the world what I was all about.
Oh, wow!
The beginning of my journey in Ranked was full of loss after loss. I started out with Ryu, and the poor guy looked like this after 90% of my first few matches. But here's the thing. Even when I was losing, I was having a blast. In each match, there would be small victories that would have me pumped up. Like, I finally hit a couple of DPs in a match. Or I managed to respond to a drive impact or two. Or I finally pulled off a new combo that I'd been working on. At the end of the day, I was making cool stuff happen on the screen, and I was having a great time. I made it to Platinum with a win rate of like 40% or something like that, but it was a blast. After getting to Platinum with Ryu, I decided that would be my cutoff. I would get a character to Platinum, and then I would try a new character. I moved on to Cammy, and Platinum came much quicker than I expected. I was still having fun playing as her, so I kept going and brought her all the way up to Platinum 3. I noticed I climbed the ranks a lot quicker with her than Ryu. Then I played as JP, and things went even quicker than that. I remember getting up to Diamond very quickly, but I was still having a good time, and I could see that Master rank just over the horizon. I kept pushing. I stalled in Diamond 4 for a while, but eventually I did make my way to Master rank, and this became my new standard. After reaching Master rank, I would move on to a different character, and each climb became quicker than the last. As of today, I have brought these 14 characters to Master rank. To be honest, I've enjoyed most of the grinds with each character. They've all been fun in their own unique ways, but I have to say my favorites so far have been Terry, Marisa, Ryu, Zangief, and now Mai. Terry has so many stylish combos that just feel amazing to pull off. Marisa and Ryu hit like freaking trucks, and Mai also has a ton of stylish combos, and I kind of enjoy having to game plan around using her level 1 super. But then, you have Zangief, who can just do stuff like this. Here's the thing though, even though I have those characters in Master Rank, I still feel like I have so much to learn, and that is the ultimate joy of fighting games, the feeling of growth. Watching the video of me popping off from doing an intermediate combo trial with Ryu is so awesome, honestly, because at the time, that was the coolest thing that I could do. When I did it in a match, I was so hyped, and chances are I lost that match. I don't even remember, but I do remember actually pulling off something that I couldn't do before. And now, I can do so much more with all of these different characters, and it's just so cool to see how much better I have gotten and how much further I can improve. What I'm trying to say with this video is that I am now an addict. Between my PS5 and PC, yes, I bought the game twice, I have put in around 600 hours of playtime, and I imagine that number will only continue to climb. If you are even interested in trying out a fighting game, you have to try Street Fighter 6. It's a perfect game for beginners, and even now, even after I feel like I've become a solid player, I'm still having a blast. I know opinions are divided on the game at a professional level, but this only applies to such a small subset of the audience. I'm certainly not saying this game is perfect, but it's honestly all I could ever want out of a fighting game. To put it simply, the game is fun. In fact, I've had so much fun with this game that I now find myself looking forward to other fighting games. I played a bit of Tekken 8 when it dropped, I got absolutely bodied in the MVC collection, and now I'm looking forward to the new Fatal Fury and the upcoming Capcom Fighting Collection. I have been officially converted to the Church of Fighting Games. So, at the end of the day, I have a new love, and I gotta give credit where credit is due. Thank you so much for this new hobby, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That's right.
Wait, no. Bro, I was trying to record the ending.